Cool. Hey everyone, thanks for being here. This will be a short stream in which I am going to kick off scraping LinkedIn data for the purpose of data analysis. I want to see if we can get a labor market signal from current LinkedIn profiles. And in fact, I would almost be tempted to say that differently. I think it's known in the industry that LinkedIn profiles contain a signal. So I don't think we're checking to see whether they have a signal. I think the interesting part here is going to be obtaining that data so that we can represent that signal. Like we kind of already know it's there. And the interesting part is going to be whether I'm able to scrape it, basically. Before I make a GitHub repository, I want to check and see if there's already a scraper. I don't want to build something if it already exists. If I cannot find one that I think is satisfactory, then I will kick up a new repository, GitHub repository, open source as always, and I will consult GPT-4, which may be quite fun if we end up doing that. I'm not sure if we're going to end up doing that. So let's first visit Google, and now that I've brought it up, let's also consult GPT-4, not for the purpose of building a scraper, but for the purpose of asking whether a scraper already exists. I'm trying to close a couple tabs here. Researcher access program, platform, new chat. So here's the new chat. GitHub, we can close this tab. I don't need my Twitter. Cool, we got rid of a few tabs, didn't we? By the way, I have a new YouTube channel video overview. When you first land on the YouTube channel, you get the video overview. I have a new one, so please check it out. And you can be one of the first to tap the like button and boost it. It needs some likes. It's just a fresh one with 0 likes currently. And drop a comment. I'd love your feedback, so let me know what you think. Okay, so we're logging into ChatGPT. I'm also going to pull up a retrieval augmented GPT from DeepSet. I believe DeepSet has one. Thanks for the follow. So here's the DeepSet AI Haystack. This is the retrieval augmented model. I'm trying to recall if I can access Hugging Face demo through the GitHub. Let me drop the word GPT and add Hugging Face. This is not going to be super critical if I can't find it. Okay, maybe it's this one. So the thing that's cool about retrieval augmented, and here's the DeepSet SVB. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. What's cool about this is, let's say there is a new scraper. Retrieval augmented will actually go out and search. GPT-4 is not going to go out and search. GPT-4 is going to rely on the existence of the scraper being within its training set, which is cut off 2021. For all I know, the LinkedIn interface has changed substantially since then. Maybe it hasn't, maybe it has, but it will be nice to have a few options at our fingertips. And dare I say, I'll even bring up Bing. I'm actually not sure if Bing is installed on this computer. I'm not going to bother about installing it. Okay, it's already here. So Bing, I'm not crazy about it. I'm not overhyping it, but it does have a chat agent that includes retrieval augmentation. It will conduct a search inline of the chat. So here's start chatting. So let's start with Bing. I will ask, oh, it's going to ask about this. Okay, let me take this off screen so I can log in briefly. I actually don't remember if I do this by phone or by email. Time box this to 30 seconds. If this doesn't work out, no problem. Verify your identity. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, it came through quickly. Come on, Bing, we're racing the clock. I said 30-second time box. Oh, create a new password. Okay. I don't know, bro. I hope you remember that because I'm not going to remember that. I'm just going to reset it next time. Okay, so let's sign in now. And we have Bing chat. Bingo. Have you experimented with LangChain? Not yet. I would like to, but there are reasons that I haven't yet. I think it's sort of an impure abstraction. It isn't really in the machine memory. So it's sort of like my understanding anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's sort of like an intelligent indexing and query layer over the top of the LLM. And I want to deal with the LLM itself. So in the future, I mean, it definitely has a role, and in the future I may use it, but currently I have been fortunate in that I have been able to deal with the LLM itself, and it has been relatively satisfactory. Okay, so what are we asking? We are asking Bing, is there, or like show me, and I want to trigger it to be more precise. Show me, or like, yeah, show me some code that can scrape linked, or I don't even want to say code necessarily. How can I scrape LinkedIn data? Is there already a tool for this, or will I need to write code? So let's take this same question literal. It's generating. It'll be done briefly. Let's go to retrieval augmented. Yes, to some degree, but it's mainly for utilizing multiple libraries together, just adds cross-compatibility. See, you haven't given me a use case. What library would I want to be merging? I was at a what do you call that? Bachelor party recently. So we played a duck game, and apparently GPT was smart enough to figure out that we weren't playing we weren't playing with ducks. Anyway, they were toys, not actual ducks, if you take my point. If you wanted to merge Pinecone VDB and OpenAI LLMs, it would be good for that. See, but I have no need to do that. Why would I want to do that? I understand that you can use it to merge things, but like, give me a use case. A use case that applies to me. Okay, scraping LinkedIn data can be challenging due to their strict terms of service. Not my biggest concern, admittedly. Selenium or Puppeteer, we're definitely going to pick Puppeteer out of that. Here, let's see if GPT is smart enough. Which role? You are a senior developer. Question. Do you prefer Selenium, Puppeteer, or Playwright? I forget if Playwright has a W in it. Playwright. Yes. As a senior developer, my preference between would depend. No, you need to pick one, my boy. TOS will shut it down. Been there, done that. TOS cannot shut it down. That is not what TOS does. TOS is a legal document. It is not a technical blocker. I guess I need to think about it more because that way, because of my job, which needs a level of scalability. Great, yeah, if your job happens to have a requirement that is solved by LangChain, I'm all for that. In the end, no. Pick a specific tool. I would choose Playwright. Okay, in the end, the stubborn GPT-4 made the right decision in the end. That was fun. Wow, it's really spelling it out. Good, very well done. Okay, you can use a web scraping tool such as ParseHub or Octoparse. Great, this is what I'm looking for. These tools provide a user-friendly interface and don't require coding skills. However, if you are looking for more control over the data you are scraping, you will need to write code. Fine. You will need to write, and then with, wow, this is funny, isn't it? With Retrieval Augmented GPT, admittedly, it's a static news data set, so maybe that's the reason for the low quality retrieval. The Retrieval Augmented is saying that you can't, and the plain GPT says that you can. That's cool. What is OctoHub? I'm surprised that GPT-3. What are OctoHub and ParseHub? Are there, would these or other existing tools help me scrape LinkedIn? Web scraping tools designed to help users extract whatever. Okay, cool. And then let's check with, and we're going to do an old-fashioned Google as well. So look at this. Bing is giving maybe the most relevant result. How amazing is that? Dripify Octopus. Is that the same thing? Excuse me. Is that the same thing? OctoHub. I don't know if those are related. By the way, if you're on TikTok, I'm also streaming to YouTube and Twitch. You can see the full screen over there. You can also use Bright Data, which is considered the best choice as a LinkedIn scraping tool for extracting data from social networking sites. Moreover, it offers a free trial to buy. Look, Bing is pitching me. Plus, many of them offer other exciting features. Okay, so there are two references, and I love the references feature as well. So 16 best LinkedIn scraping tools. So LinkedIn scraping tools already exist. Bright Data Phantom Buster meets Alfred. And here is some probably biased article, but let's take a gander anyway. No credit card, build trust. So like, I guess it seems to be pointing out the benefits, but not the reasons that it's only 3 stars. GDPR compliance, world's #1. Look at that. World's #1. Well, you cannot beat that, can you? Thank you for the follow, David Peterson. Thanks for being here. Cloud solutions for everyone. I don't like these bullets. These are like not informative bullets. They're just like buzzwordy. Manual scraping. Tool-based scraping, third-party scrapings, yeah. 10 base, like what's the criteria here? I don't understand. So there's a bunch of tools, so maybe I should check out 1 or 2 of these. Helium scraper. I'll leave this open. It just feels like a sales page, but I don't want to dismiss it too quickly. What is a LinkedIn scraper? I don't know. Go away, dude. Benefits of using a scraper. I just want to know the tools that you're recommending. Boost lead generation, whatever. Top tools, way down here. Dripify is a powerful LinkedIn scraper that helps users extract data and insights. You can extract data from a large number of profiles simultaneously. This is important to me. So for the purpose of my data analysis, I would like to hit a minimum of 1,000 samples. I can do this over the course of several days if I get rate limited. I can, I don't need it tomorrow. So patience is a benefit that I have. There is the problem that if you are too slow, then LinkedIn is changing over time. And so, you want to be able to compare apples to apples. And so you'd like to do these sort of data collections like with relative speed. I would guesstimate that if I can collect my samples inside of a month, I'll be fine. Plus, just from a project execution standpoint, I don't want this to be taking so long. That may be the real constraint there, where it's just like, I don't want to be dealing with this for months and months. So this guy is teaching life-changing info, and there's 6 people here. It happens. Sometimes you get 6, sometimes you get 600. No problem. Thanks for being here. LinkedIn Helper 2. Okay, so Octopus CRM. So this is meant as a sales interface, it appears, which you can see the value in that. Not really value for me, but you can see why such a tool would exist is that there are people who would like to sell based on LinkedIn signal, right? LinkedIn Helper 2 is an automation tool with powerful data scraping feature. Designed to help individuals automate LinkedIn outreach and lead gen. I'm not interested in those. I'm here to do research. Maybe I can still use the tool, and maybe not. It's just got a straight up download button. That is wild. I do kind of want to try it out. Thanks for teaching. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here, Arvo. Phantom Buster, excellent tool for scraping data. So I'm not going to try out 16 different tools. How many am I willing to try out? That's what we ought to settle on. Let's say that I will try out 3. I'll commit to trying out 3, and then contingent on their effectiveness, I may try out a 4th and even a 5th before. I mean, committing to building my own scraper is quite a bit of work, so I would like to avoid that. Although it's also fun, so part of me doesn't want to avoid it, and it's something I can get started on right now instead of reading about all these tools. But patience is a virtue, so let's read. OctoHub has free and paid plans. Oh, LinkedIn's terms of service explicitly forbid scraping, huh? Let me read the terms of service. LinkedIn. Let me go in an incognito browser. I don't want to have it associated to my user account. LinkedIn terms of service. What does it mean, terms of service? Who does this even apply to? Any site visitor? Hey, look, it's right up at the top. The following terms of service apply to customer to the extent the specific service is included in the applicable ordering document. What? So let's say that I'm not logged in, so I'm not acting as a LinkedIn user, a logged in user. So I'm not acting as I think I'm not acting as a customer. I'm acting as a bot, like Google bot. So I tell some bots to go do some work. Are they a customer? They are not registering accounts. They're not buying anything. To the extent the specific service is included in the applicable ordering document. I don't know what that means. And then LinkedIn can update it at any time for any reason. That's fine. Recruiter corporate. Customer will use the recruiter corporate service. I have no intent to do that. I mean, I don't know if these tools kind of behind the scenes are using that. If customer is acting as a staffing agency or BPO, I'm not. This is for research purposes. Customer will use this. Customer will use the recruiter professional service and related services and information about members. Well, this says recruiter professional. Again, I'm not a recruiter professional. Recruiter light. Additional terms for recruiter, job postings, and job slots. So, like, really, is it really forbidden to, like, so I know that I can by hand go through job postings and collect information about them. What is the definition of scraping? Web scraping. I know I can do this by hand. Is it really illegal to do it automatically? That, like, why? I'm not getting the reason here. Web scraping is the process of using bots to extract content from a website, unlike screen scraping, which only copies pixels. Web scraping extracts underlying HTML code. So if I obtain my data through an API or something, I'm effectively not scraping anymore? I went down this rabbit hole before, says Ken. Ken, tell me, what's the answer? It's not illegal to get LinkedIn data. People use it all the time. I think the question is, how do they get it? And does LinkedIn just give it away for free? I mean, they're not giving away PII. LinkedIn data sets. Do they have public data sets? I do need individual level data for the analysis that I'm interested in, though. What about web crawling? Scraping is not illegal. Yeah, illegal is the wrong word. I'm sorry. And what would the word be? Against terms of service, I guess. And then what is even the consequence? So if I'm using my account to abuse terms of service, I give them license to shut down, delete, probate, or otherwise punish my personal account. But if I'm not logged in and if I'm not acting through my account, like, what are they going to do? They'll block me. I understand that. They'll block the IP. Fine. What's the actual, like, problem, though? I'm not getting it. How do I like a TikTok live stream? Just tap your, like, double, triple, and you can put a bunch of likes on there. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, if you look for, what search did I do? LinkedIn public data sets, and what comes right up is this Bright data. And then there's also Kaggle. Look at this, Kaggle. Anonymized data from profiles scraped on LinkedIn. Includes 15,000 profiles. Predominantly located in Australia. It's on Kaggle, bro. Press legal charges? Who are they going to press it against? I mean, and what is the legal charge? Wouldn't they have to demonstrate harm? Your Honor, this man is contributing to public research. Kill him. Like, what are they going to do? Like, there isn't a problem. You can use your browser how you feel. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I have no ill intent here. Like, so I feel fine about this. But I would say if there's like a LinkedIn dude who can explain to me what the actual issue is, please let me know, because I'm not getting the problem. Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community. Wow, what are y'all saying over there? Thank you for the likes. Okay, so each row contains profile data. What does that mean? Job data. Good. Name, profile, picture analysis. So what how can I use this is my question. I want to be able to associate this to like a labor market signal, like salary or maybe employment status. So profile data, oh, job data. Job data might have employment status. How do you know if a comment is filtered? It just, TikTok just told me, like it didn't say what the specific comment was. Okay, so let's look at what does it mean by job data? Potentially there is employment signal here. Download per view ratio. They got some interesting stuff here, don't they? GPT-4 ChatGPT has some graphing capability now. I don't know how to access that though. If you need to access LinkedIn data, the recommended approach is to use the API. Fine. I'm happy to use the API. I want to use it, like I don't know if these tools are using the API or not. You'll need to create an app on the LinkedIn developer platform. I'm down to do that. I just want to avoid coding this thing by hand. Do you see my point? How do I scrape LinkedIn data? I'm asking the same question. I said something about IP traceback. Not sure if it filtered that. Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, so let's say that I do get a developer token. Can I pop a developer token into some pre-existing tool instead of... Like, I'm down to do an app and like pay them money or whatever. I don't care. I still don't have the column definitions here. So what are the columns? Valid. What does it mean? What does it mean? Over 1,000 likes. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what this pound, it's just a pound sign, a hashtag. I don't understand. Average number, POS per Prev tenure. Number, I think that means positions, positions per job. And the mean is about 1, and then, but like some people have a couple positions. Average position len, maybe that's like, I would think that that's like years you've been there. But these numbers, that doesn't make sense. So maybe it's like character counts. Average prev tenure len. Once again, wouldn't that be traced back to your account using the API? It would, but it's like allowed because reasons. Like it's not considered the same as scraping, basically. Tenure len. Doesn't this like your length of tenure? Doesn't that mean like how long you were at a job? So why is the mean like 963? 963 what? Oh, maybe it's days. Maybe this is day level data. So that could be a thing. That's kind of cool. Age. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's a really valuable signal. How are they doing that? I think I also did something like this in the past where I tried to calculate age on the basis of, like it's an estimated age. I think I might already have a I might already have a tool. I don't think it works anymore. Somewhere GitHub. Yeah. So this thing, I didn't just scrape GitHub. I think I scraped LinkedIn as well. Let's look at this package JSON. We got Puppeteer, right? Um, so here is we get the email address from GitHub is the idea, right? We get the email address from GitHub. And then we use that email to look up a bunch of stuff. And I think, because at some point I got their picture from LinkedIn and I was able to like use the picture and figure out, I don't know if I got age from that, but I think it had gender and some other stuff. How did this work? So here's GitHub. Maybe I only did GitHub. Maybe it was their GitHub pictures and I'm just remembering wrong. Okay. Scrape utils. Oh, no. What am I remembering wrong? Write CSV. So this should have the column names. No, this doesn't have the column names. Where are the column names coming from? Options, merge files. Get representative record. Okay, so the column names are sort of automatically decided based on a representative record. Okay. Input CSV, bro, is this really? Oh, okay. So I'm looking up all the places on GitHub and then I'm finding profiles and then I'm finding stuff from that. Sort options, get URL to scrape fewest followers. GitHub. Okay. All right, let me shelve this. I suspect that I'm forgetting something. I don't know if it was a different tool, but I thought that I merged this GitHub data together with LinkedIn data and stuff. Hi, Antonio. Thanks for joining. My fingers hurt, LOL. Bam, 2K likes. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Okay, so I'll hold on to this in the background. It's not immediately working. LinkedIn profile data can allow me to find some stuff internally, but how can I link it out? Like it's all anonymized, so I can't link it to other data sets at the individual level. I guess it's going to be hard for me to ask for de-anonymized data. That's going to be hard, right? Can they provide that? What about these people? Request a data sample. Dude Bro shared the live. That's an awesome username. It literally says buy LinkedIn data. I love the capitalism. So look at this. They have different solutions, right? So you can just buy. I may not need to scrape if I can use an API, web unlocker. I don't know what that means. Proxies. So these are going to be like helping me get around IP blocks, which is cool. There's a million options to do that. I prefer to just like you guys handle the scraping. You see what I mean? Web scraper IDE. That's interesting. And then if I can just buy the data, that's also interesting. A tenth of a cent a record, bros, for reals? It might just be better to just pay them if I can get the data that I need. Yeah, so let's say I give you $100. No, this is silly. It's a dollar gives me 1,000 records for real. 10. How tired am I? Am I bad at math? 100. A dollar gives me 1,000 records, dude. So my whole goal here was to get between 1,000 and 10,000 records. So you're telling me I could get that for $5? Um, from a return on investment perspective, that's way smarter than me coding up my own thing. I know as a audience member who's here to like see how we code and stuff, that's kind of a like a buzzkill if it's like, hey, I thought you were going to code this cool scraper and you just paid these people $5. I get how that can be a buzzkill, but think about this like literally from a business perspective. These are conversations we have inside of businesses as well. If I can pay somebody $5 instead of spending dozens of hours, it's a no-brainer. Pay them, right? So this actually is relevant to a programming mindset. Subscribe to get a data feed. Okay, so if a data feed is like every time someone posts, then I can kind of understand why a record might be like 10 for a cent, is because it's like you're getting 10 posts. Records of what? That's a great question. We're trying to figure that out. So I was thinking profile records, but now that seems like wrong. Request data set, unlimited scale, enterprise. So the two options are business or enterprise. What about like researcher? I guess I can try this as business. Okay, I will do this I will do this like after the stream, basically. We'll see if they can provide the data. I don't know. It's possible. Pay as you go, it says. Automatically adjust to handle new blocks, CAPTCHA. That's wild. Ethical compliance, close monitoring of our processing networks. Cool. Puppeteer and Playwright compatible. That is dope. Emulates a real user. Scale up to thousands of... Okay, so it seems like... But this is $500, so... That's significantly different, right? Cool. I will have to look through these offline. I don't know, like maybe there's a thing here. So let's close Bright Data. Bright Data seems like it is an option. LinkedIn profile data, this Kaggle set doesn't, I don't think it works because it's anonymized. And how can I link it to finding, well, I can get an employment signal. Yeah, so that's fine. So we can get an employment signal. I don't even need to really download the set to prove that. It's like, yeah, okay, if you can scrape LinkedIn data, you can get an employment signal, and that's going to be good. That's going to be good. What did we actually get to the definition? Web scraping, web harvesting, or web data extraction. So you see how they generalize it at every step. Over here, we're at web data extraction. Literally, if I read a web page with my naked eyes, I'm doing data extraction. Like right now, I'm doing data extraction on this site, Wikipedia, by reading this article. Hey, I like that. That bill is big. What bill? I like the hat. Oh, this? Thanks. Records of what? If you want, you can use my business to test it. That is very kind of you, Arbol. Thank you so much. I don't think that's necessary, though. The hat bill. Okay, so let's move on from Bright Data and Kaggle. What is this other thing? LinkedIn data set, and this one just straight up says with email, straight up says it. 3 cents per API call. So even this would, let's see, if I want 1,000, it's like $30, right? Am I mathing? 10, 100. So even $30 is a great deal. So this is like for B2B marketing. This is going to be a bias training set if I wanted to do any sort of training with this. Question, so you're using web scraping for machine learning? Yes. Yes, the point is to get a training set. That's right. I wonder, you can scrape with a bot that visits all the pages and tries to collect available data. Yes, that's right. Or a browser extension. Yes, that's right. These are things I can do. In today's stream, I'm doing the boring part where I say, hey, before I code it, is there a tool already out there that I can use? Hey, look at this guy's name. This is great. Grandpa Butt Dog. I love the username. I hope you'll follow the page and whatever. If you have a particular bot for LinkedIn that you recommend, please let me know, because that would be interesting. Or just pay for LinkedIn. Yeah, no, I'm down to pay. So how does paying work? I don't know. Maybe I should have done that first. Buy LinkedIn data. What is the goal? The goal is to get a training set where I can do individual level job, like labor market predictions. Let me give you one example of the thing. So I'm interested in a bunch of predictions, but I'll just give you one example. So I teach people to code. What if I could take a population of people and say, hey, given factor X, Y, and Z, they were this much likely to get a junior coding job. You see? So one thing here, let me show you one thing that is related to this, for example. Here's my blog. I had a conversation with Aline Lerner, I don't know if she's the CEO. Here, probably her Twitter says. Is she the CEO? Founder. She may be CEO and founder, but she's definitely the founder of Interviewing.io. Very well known, very respectable company, and very respectable person. So we were talking about, do certifications on your LinkedIn, is that increasing your ability to get a job or decreasing it? So the sort of kind of common wisdom, which I was actually defending, is like, yes, put the certification on your LinkedIn. But there were some interesting reasons she brought up that she says, generally speaking, certifications carry a negative signal. And she didn't say that for no reason. She had really interesting evidence. And this is my blog article. You got to go to her blog article to see those reasons. But basically, it's like, hey, if you look at external data, so she was looking at Interviewing.io data, right? And look at it, this is kind of a stark difference based on Interviewing.io data. So, but Interviewing.io data is not LinkedIn data. So if you use this external data, you get a really different picture. And what I want to do is I want to say, hey, let's look at the LinkedIn data, right? Grandpa Butt Dog says, I'm actually a software engineering manager and we're hiring right now. This is interesting. Thank you so much. Do you have stream commands for links? No, I am a terrible Twitch streamer. I don't know how the things work. Please do send me any links you have on how to do things better. I would love to learn. Love it, Boo. Thank you so much. Approving your own PR. Grape juice is in the house. So you saw you saw my meme about approving your own PR. I love that. Okay, so this is one example of the reasons that I care about this data for research, is I want to sort of settle. I kind of thought it was obvious, but I guess when you just sort of assume something is true, You know what that does. So let's get some LinkedIn data and prove it, right? Just pay for LinkedIn. I'm still trying to understand what that means. Are we saying like buy data from LinkedIn, or are you saying like pay for the recruiting service and then recruiters get? So what does that recruiting service mean? LinkedIn recruiting service. So do they get like access to people's emails as part of this? This is her site just saying maybe a little bit biased. Yeah, yeah, I agree. And so it's like, how do we, a little bit biased, but at the same time, it's data driven. So she's not using zero data. She's using data. She's just using external data. I'm still not sure what the goal is completely. So in this case, one concrete action. So I teach people to code. Should I be telling them, hey, put stuff on your LinkedIn? Or if I tell them that, am I actually hurting their odds of getting a job? Does that make sense? And so odds of getting a job is one statistical outcome that we care about. But there are some other statistical outcomes, such as contingent on getting the job, what is your salary? Right? So the outcome variable of salary is another interesting one. In general, all of these things, employability, salary, career acceleration, so contingent on getting a job, how long until you level up to the level of senior. So that's, you could call that your career pacing. These are all, we call them labor market outcomes as a group. These are labor market outcomes that we care about. This is a wonderful problem. Thank you so much. This is like the nicest Twitch viewer in a while. I love it. So yeah, so if we can get, basically tell people how do you optimize your LinkedIn for these outcomes, that is the win here. I think I've got 10 minutes left and I'm gonna have to call it an evening. And my name is so bad. It's hilarious because like your name is so fitting for Twitch as like a gamer name. It makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, LinkedIn Recruiter Talent Solutions. Oh, let me just straight up, I can just ask. Did I not already ask this? Maybe I asked it too indirectly and that was the problem. So let me ask it more directly. How do I get, can I get emails? Can I get LinkedIn user emails by purchasing the LinkedIn Recruiter service? I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry, but I couldn't find any information about whether purchasing the LinkedIn Recruiter service would allow you to get LinkedIn user emails. You may want to contact LinkedIn support. Is it loud ass keyboard? Yep, it'd be clicky. Isn't Bing owned by Microsoft and so is LinkedIn? So maybe they like don't want to give out that information. If they don't want to give out that information, the answer seems to be no, because you would think they would almost be like borderline advertising it, right? You would think they would be like, yeah, buy it now. Unless the AI is just dumb. I mean, there is that possibility as well. Okay, so here's the features. Recruiter Lite, Recruiter Professional, Recruiter Corporate. It feels so weird that as a researcher, I'm like looking at Recruiter, whatever. Personas are important. Yeah, that's so true. Okay, so let's tell, imagine you're a recruiter. Imagine you are a recruiter. You would like to get the email of a LinkedIn user that has a profile that you think would be a good fit for your open roles. what is the most effective way to get the potential new hire or like potential applicants, potential job applicants email? I guess what you would do, right, is you would just DM them on LinkedIn and then be like, hey, send, oh, candidate, dang, that's a good term. I guess you would just DM them, right? As a recruiter, one of the most effective ways to get the email is send them an InMail message. Yep. InMail is a service. Okay, so as a researcher, am I going to be sending InMails? This seems like a weird thing to do, but maybe it's the right thing to do. I'm going to be like trying to go to sleep tonight, and I'm going to be like thinking about this. Premium account holders that allows you to send messages to other LinkedIn members that you're not connected to. You can use InMail to introduce yourself and your company, explain why you think the user would be a good fit for your open roles, and request their email addresses. The other thing I need to double check is like, I'm fine to do this on my own. Do people just publicly put their LinkedIn or their email? LinkedIn.com/John Vanderveer. I don't even know if that's the right email. What? LinkedIn John Vanderveer. So maybe it's fine. Here's me. So am I putting my email here? I put my personal website here. So you get to my personal website, and then this says it's redirecting. Oh, this is like an out-of-date website. I need to update that. But does it have my email on here? Contact. Yeah. Okay. Well, I did one of these to be anti-scraping, but basically it's here. Let me see, can GPT understand this? Let me just see if GPT-4 can understand this. I bet it can. Consider the following message. Provide the embedded email in the usual terms using the @ symbol. It's going to do it, isn't it? Ah! Let's go! GPT-4 for the win. Same buddy, mine is Max T app. Cool, cool. Hey, feel free to connect with me. So look at this. That's so unsurprising that an LLM can read this. Because I've had to do this by hand with like a parser, right? And you parse and you extract the text, and then you have to like reformat the @ symbol, the letters AT to an @ symbol. First, you have to find it. You have to find like the space, AT space. You probably want to downcase it because some people put like capital or like dash or underscore. So you need to parse it with a string parser, and then you need to like replace it and merge it. And there's the dot as well. But GPT just nukes it. Like you don't need to write a regular expression. You don't need to write, dot replace, find and replace, substring parsing. GPT just nuked it. That was beautiful. I got to call it a night after that. I don't think we're going to beat that tonight. Cool. I actually used GPT to construct a rejection email. That's so sad. I'm going to pretend you didn't say that because that's going to like kill the buzz of like this cool thing. So I'm still focused on this cool thing. It extracted the email. Are you in the Bruce Wayne hangar? It's my studio. I do music and stuff, and then I do computers and stuff. So one thing I can, if I end up making my own scraper, and I'm resisting that, right? We're trying to see if there's an existing tool first. But if I end up building my own scraper, I can scrape, bro, like never before. Like I can scrape this nasty website right here. So in the past, I would have to do like crazy traversal and parsing with Puppeteer. But now what I can do is literally take the text off this page and send it to GPT. Let's see if, so I asked GPT-4, let's see if GPT-3 can also understand it. What is the, what emails are listed in the following text? Please format the emails in the standard way using an symbol. Okay, so 3.5 didn't do it. Okay. Well, it did it the second time. GPT 3.5 is like I think it's a big step from 3.5 to 4 personally. GPT 3.5 is like the kid that you have to tell like do it. Like I just told you do it, like do it. You have to like keep telling them. Okay, everyone, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. Grandpa Butt Dog, you were the GOAT this time around. Hope to see you next time. So 3.5 is free? Yeah, 3.5 is free. I'm down to use either one, but it's not so interesting that 3.5 can do it. It's interesting because there are open source tools that are rival to 3.5 in efficacy, like Vicuna, for example. There's nothing open source that rivals GPT-4 to my knowledge at the moment. But potentially, and so the issue is that even if I want to use GPT 3.5 through OpenAI, I still have to pay for that. But if I can use one of the open source ones like Vicuna, I depending on which one I pick, or GPT-4All, depending on which one I pick, I might even be able to run it locally for free, or for the cost of my electricity anyway. My electricity and my time. And so this 3.5 check was like an indirect convenience check for that other thing that's more interesting. Here on OpenAI, I'm really a fan of just using GPT-4. It's just so kick-ass, you know. Okay, later, my friends.